I discovered Carvin for the first time with the magical catalogs that showed up in the mail. Not necessarily at my, I can't remember if they ever showed up at my house, but I saw them at various locations of friends or different people's houses, and so the name sort of became ingrained. It wasn't real easy to find because there weren't Carvin stores, so unless you ordered it from the catalog, you were pretty much out of luck unless you saw somebody that had one. This is the first Carvin instrument that I ever picked up. I heard about it, and then I saw a picture of it, and as soon as I saw the picture of it, I said, oh, that is the freshest reinterpretation of a jazz bass that I'd ever seen. And I gotta check this out, and I gotta, play one and see how it is. And I did, and duly impressed. It's even. It's just sweet sounding. Yeah, considering all the options that Carvin offers, I was like a kid in a candy store. It's like, oh, should I get the fancy top, and should I this, the other thing, the block inlays? And I thought, no, simple, because it's such a cool bass shape-wise that just an alder body, vintage white matching headstock, rosewood board, vintage size frets, timeless and classic, hopefully. Or old like I am, one or the other. You can look at it either way. This works on it, or it sounds great. All the Bon Jovi bass lines sound correct on this bass. It speaks for itself. And I love the bridge. I love the lockdown. It does the job. This is so cool looking, because this is great. I mean, I've played jazz basses before. I don't really even own a jazz bass now. I've gotten more into just a single pickup precision type 5 strings. But this one was, I don't know, it spoke to me. It spoke to me through the airwaves and in pictures, and it felt like home. It felt like home. It played as well as any bass that I have, regardless of price, and it's an amazing deal. Go out and buy them while you can, before the Carvin realizes that they should be charging a lot more money for this. It's a $3,000+ bass for $1,000, give or take, depending on your options. It's the deal of the century. I mean, I'd tell anybody to check this bass out. Played a show with Richie Sambora for a benefit for Jingle Ball in LA, and there were a bunch of different people on the show. And the house band, Steve Lukather led the house band, and Lee Sklar was the bass player in the house band. So we were running our set down, and Lee was sitting there, and I hadn't seen him in a long while. And I went over to him afterwards and said, hi, how you doing? And he's going, what is that bass? It sounds amazing. And I said, it's the new Carvin. What do you think? And he went, wow, it's really great. So I'm imagining that he's already gotten in touch with Carvin to check one out, but he was very, very impressed by it. So I saw it, and that was it. And it was better than I could have ever anticipated.